let's go back to June 2013 now. How did you react when your lawyer, Robert Thibault, suggested to hide you among the marginalized community of refugees in Hong Kong's poorest area?
For me, it was a little bit crazy, but at the same time, it was genius because this was definitely the one place that no one was going to look for me. That was a very different world than I had been used to living in. Of course, I've lived a pretty privileged existence. But it was, honestly, it changed me in a lot of ways. I saw goodness come out of those people that I haven't seen from what we would consider the best members of society, the leaders of our society, philanthropists. People who have the least are the ones who give the most.
And how exactly did you feel like when you entered their tiny flats? Did you, because you were the most wanted man on the planet, did you feel relieved? Were you still stressed? How did you feel?
Oh, I was, honestly, I was terrified. I was so scared for that entire period because you never know what's happening tomorrow. And of course, these are strangers. Robert Thibault recommended them as trustworthy, and he was absolutely right. But I had only known Robert, for a span of minutes. But everyone who helped me, they believed that this was the right thing to do. And when the door closed behind me, and I saw that these families and the children, everyone welcomed me. They treated me with kindness and concern. They treated me like part of the family. That I was able to relax for the first time in months.
I want to go back to how it felt on a daily basis. Like, how did you feel living with Ajit, Supu, Nadika, Vanessa, and their children? Do you have any fond memories of that time?
I do. I mean, it was, again, it was a tense period. I had my laptop and my equipment that I was using to communicate with the journalists, just to let them know I'm still alive, I'm still okay. Keep in touch with lawyers because they can't be with me all the time. They have places, appointments they have to be at. So I was alone with the family, and just daily life, being in that environment was just a crazy sense of split between how big this sort of political world is, where everyone's shouting, yelling, and fighting all of the time, and this very small world, just this home, this apartment that's the size of a large suburban bathroom that so many people are living in. But it was wonderful. I remember distinctly sitting on the bed, working, and these two, small children, they come in through the door because there aren't any locks on the doors, and they're just fascinated by everything I'm doing. They have no idea what I'm doing. They don't understand who I am. They're too young at the time. But they would just be sitting there, right beside me on the bed as I'm having an encrypted communication with, some of the world's leading newspapers.
And Vanessa told us how you celebrated your 30th birthday with them.
Yeah. It was amazing the little things that they would do to try to make me comfortable, because I think they could obviously tell how stressed and tensed I was, how worried I was. And they were realistically, I think, realizing that any day the police were going to knock on the door and I was going to have problems, even though I committed no crime in Hong Kong. Just everybody knows how governments are when they have political opponents that are, on the TV every single day, as it was at that time. Thankfully, it's no longer like that. But, they would... To bring me, a birthday cake, to bring me a meal, to ask me, what they should make for dinner. When I'm saying, I'll eat anything. I'm just happy to be off the street. I was overwhelmed by their kindness and just their fundamental human decency.